What is going on, guys? Jesse504 here, bringing you my SubZero week 4 and 5 games. We got week 4 versus SunSun and week 5 versus Akuu. Let's just get right into the week 4 matchup. Okay, I don't have my team saved, but I just wanted to get these done. His team here has Bulu. This is like Broken Bulu with Glide and Play Rough, Zygarde, Mega Arrow, Bronzong, Blacephalon, and Rotom Heat. My matchup was completely trash. I needed like 8 mons to win here. But we got Corviknight, Toxtricity, Primarina, Blissey, Palisand, and Virizion. I either answer all of his things defensively, or I just bring offense to beat him. And I kind of brought like a more defensive team. I wanted to really answer everything, but I can't. Okay, let's just get right into it. He starts off with his Bronzong as I go with my Corviknight, and I just get a pretty free U-turn off, gauge damage, and just go out into Primarina as he just gets his rocks up. And here I had a pretty free water move, although Bulu could come in, so I think I contemplated between going for like a water. I think I would Hyper Voice or an ice move, but I just go for Surf, doing a decent chunk. But with Terrain, obviously he's going to heal up, and now he has like so much shit. But I do have my Corviknight, which is a pretty good soft Bulu check, as he just goes for the Play Rough, not doing too much. I should have been Helmet, but we get a little bit of Lefty's recovery, and then he can get a pretty free Rotom Heat as I go for Defog to clear Terrain and also Rocks. I probably should have U-turned there. But here I can go Blissey. It's super free, although he does have like a free Volt Switch. But he actually goes for a nasty plot. Here, Discharge. I mean, like, I'm a Blissey. I don't know what you're really doing here. But we do nail a nice Toxic. And we can, like, solve this thing out pretty easily. He goes for another Discharge. Fishing for a Para. He gets it. I don't think he's really fishing for a pair because we're Blissey, so we have Natural Cure. But we're getting more damage off on him. He goes for the Overheat here, dropping his special attack as I go for an S-Toss. And now I have a pretty free, pretty free Soft Boiled as long as he doesn't crit. He actually goes out into his Zygarde, though, which is fantastic versus me. But I do get full paired, of course. Never lucky, never lucky. That's going to change. We go Virizion as he goes for a sub. Our Virizion set is our soft check to Zygarde. So I'm rocking like Grassy Glide, Toxics, Roar, and something else. But he glares us, and we got Roar, which is nice. We can get this thing out. He goes for the Coil, though, as we click Roar here, I believe. Yeah. Get rid of the Zygarde. Out comes Blacephalon, which is trash. I don't want to see that thing. We just go out into our Palisand. I predicted a fire move, and Fire Blast still does too much. Like, I should have gone Blissey here in hindsight, or maybe Primarina. But I go Primarina now. Gauge damage, that wasn't Specs. And so I guess Scarf here. I EV'd my Toxtricity to outspeed Scarf. I go Ice Beam here, though. And we do nail a freeze on the Bronzong, which was probably my only real out. As he stays frozen, and I go for my only win con, which is setting up. I get a Shift Gear off, and then I can get like my Throat Spray to pop with an Overdrive, and then I can like go from there with my Overdrive, and then Throat Spray will kill next turn. As we can get another Overdrive off. He told me after the end that he was spamming Speed Swap, which is fantastic prep on his part. Thankfully, we do get the Overdrive off. As he goes Zygarde, which can chew one of these, but at this point, like, I go for it and I crit, which is huge. It was a roll to kill, I believe. But then he goes Blacephalon, and I EV'd out Speed Scarf Blacephalon, so I was like, damn, I'm going to be free. But he actually does get the Scorching Sand Skull, because for some reason, even though I put Timid on there during the game, it was like serious or whatever, so it just didn't care, which was really unfortunate, because that Toxtricity won. So I'm able to get into my Corviknight on the Bulu, but like at this point I have no damage. Like really I have to like stall stuff out with Blissey, So I can probably get through like 2 members of his team, but not much more. We do get the U-turn off, and we can go out into our Blissey, and we can recover up some damage. Obviously with the lefties and terrain. But he goes for a pain split, and if you look at that, we go down to 34%, but he goes up to 78, and then we can go back up to 84%, which is pretty nice. He can pain split back to 100%, but I don't want him to pain split back up, so I actually heal my Palo Sand, and then with lefties, we should be healing up more, or with terrain, because we are helmet on this thing. He overheats though, and manages to take me out. But now I have like a free Primarina, I believe, just to be able to kill. But actually I go Virizion for some reason. But he goes Blacephalon, which is cool. As I go for the Grassy Glide, even though terrain's not up. Not very smart, but now I have my Blissey here healthy for this thing. But he goes for the knockoff, which is cool. Prep. Now he's locked into knockoff. So he can go pretty free Bulu. As I nail a Toxic on there, I kind of had to like really stall this thing out though. But like at this point we have like no real out to Arrow, so like we kind of just lose to Aerodactyl. He goes for CC though, doing a little bit, but like if we were helmet, this Bulu would be getting worn down very quickly. Thankfully though, he doesn't win this 1v1. I should click U-turn here, but I actually clicked Brave Bird because I thought I might be able to get the Bulu. We only do 25 to the Arrow, and we take recoil, and at this point this thing can set up on me and just win. So yeah, that's what it does. It goes for Home Claws, smart, and because he doesn't need the speed into me, I roost up. Probably should have gone for the U-turn there on the Bulu, because like he didn't do much to me, and then I could always just go hard back into my Corviknight as toxic damage racked up. But instead he just takes his opportunity to stay healthy, and so I'm just going to turn it on hyper fast, and we do just eventually lose this game. There goes our Virizion, there goes our Primarina, there goes our Corviknight, and then there goes our Blissey. So yeah, tough loss 4-0. I think that this was probably the best team though. Like my matchup was so bad. I don't know how the league let him get all 3 of these. Like all of these mons in this format, these top 3, they're all round 1 or 2 picks. Blacephalon also is like a round 3 pick with Scorching Sands. It's nuts. And then Rotom Heat's also like a round 4 pick. I don't know how he got this. So yeah. But let's hop right into the next one versus Akuu. As you can see, he brought a Walrein, which is pretty funny because that mon is really bad. He brought Mega Gallade, Walrein, Zeraora, Hydreigon, Sylveon, and Crawdon. Again, I don't know how this team managed to come together. This is a round 1 mon, this is a round 1 mon, this is a round 2 mon. I don't know how he gets all 3 of those, but apparently because this league just didn't like to draft good Pokemon, I guess. I believe he had first overall pick and took the Megalade. But because this league doesn't like to draft good Pokemon, Zeraora was able to come back to him. And I know why the league didn't like to draft good Pokemon. It's because my guy, who I replaced for, didn't take a round 1 pick. He took Dracovish round 1, which is like a round 3 mon. Then he took like Cinderace, which is like a round 3 mon as well, maybe. Then he took Galarian Corsola, which is like a round last mon. It's not even viable. But going over the matchup, you see what he brought, and then we're bringing DD Haxorus, Scarf Primarina, Standard Pidgeot, Standard Palisand, Rock Polish Weakness Policy, Necrozma with X-Scissor to hit the Hydreigon, and then whatchamacallit, the Cannon move, or whatever, its signature move, and then Heat Wave because he had some Steel type on the team, and then Toxtricity, which is doing its thing. Yeah. As he leads Zeraora, I thought he might, which is why I didn't lead Pidgeot, but then for some reason, my brain is like off, so I lead Primarina even though I know he's leading Zeraora, but he goes for Fake Out. I don't know why you carry Fake Out on the fastest mon, but like I guess maybe to Fake Out Cycle Toxtricity, potentially. I get my Rocks up though. Pretty nice. He goes Crawdon here, as I shore up to stay healthy. But now this thing just does a chunk. I go Primarina, and he liquidations, dude. Like, That does 46, and he's not even banned. He's Life Orb. So then Aqua Jet brings me down to 4%. I would have been mad if that killed. I Moonblast though, and down goes the Crawdaunt. Thankfully, I didn't have to waste my hacks versus health on it either. So I got into the Palisand because like this thing is my dedicated Zeraora check at this point, and his Palisand answers are like, meh. He should have gone Hydreigon here. He goes Walrein though for some reason. After Rocks takes a chunk. As I go out, I doubled into my Primarina to sack it. But now I'm just going to sack to the Walrein. I click Moonblast here as he goes for the Surf to knock me out. But yeah, I'm like, okay, I can set up with Toxtricity and then win if this Walrein isn't carrying Earthquake. And it might be, but I think I ate one. I wasn't really paying too much attention to the calc. I shift gear. He's a hard arrest in my face. I'm a Toxtricity, dude. I go for my Throat Spray, or my Overdrive to pop my Throat Spray. And he's still asleep at this point. It's just click and boom burst. Yeah. Cool. So down goes the Walrein, and out comes Hydreigon, which dies to a boom burst. I think he was probably Scarf based on the way he brought that up. But this week we smartened up and we outspeed the Scarf Pokemon. Yeah. Gallade also dies to a boom burst. He could have fake out cycled me. I don't know why he didn't try at least to fake out cycle me. I don't think it wins. I don't think fake out does 25%. But I think that was his best play. But he just gives me his whole team. Toxtricity, the fucking monster, dude. This thing is going to be kill leader by the end of the season, on my word. We only have an 8-week season, so I'm probably just going to do one more battle video and then playoffs if we do make them. We are 3-2. I intend to make playoffs. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy some SubZero content. And until next time, Jesse504 out. Peace.